Good morning. In this opportunity, we RRES, the Fairmont solution, want to present an alternative and more easy and safe to reserve rooms through internet. Okay, a problem. For the grade of the problem, we need to see celebrate factors that meet the requirements. For the customer, for that we need to create a system that can facilitate the online receipt of the one or more wrong that requires the customer. Before this action, the program must understand how you can meet the payment. Transaction and registration of the person we made in through data that are accessible to us is as the name, ID, number of rounds you make to box, phone number, and credit card. In order to facilitate the delivery of the round purchase, app do not have the net to be paid in cash. Facilitate the client to be able to receive with online a few simple steps. Stories only the page and see the evaluate quotes, and to place the data of the client already.
With this project, we want to reduce the time that is lost in long tails to make the reservation of a room and reduce this tedious process for the client and workers. However, we do not to lose the essence of this process, which is as follows. First, check if the room required by the customer is available. If there is no availability, the customer is placed on a waiting list. It's not processed to cancel a part of the total or give a guarantee of payment. And finally, the keys are delivered. For the seat, it is necessary to look for the record of the customization made by the client. This process can be chaotic for the worker because he must look for everything consumed by the client. This usually is written in a notebook or registry that are not very exact. A reason why of program also looks for the to improve this process since the client can ask for this his food by means of the application, which is going to facilitate the search of consumption of each client.
Guys, I am going to talk about the problems that hotels have today. In the city, we have big problems because the technology is not used. Our organization promotes the development of software to automate the use of hotels. For example, when a user goes to the hotel reservation, he asks about a available, but the reservation say he has to see if the room is clean, if there are available, if he wants to see the room, and they have more as the cleaning staff. If the room is appropriately assigned. Many times the receptionist leaves his workplace to fix these problems, but this is not very easy because the reception is alone. But this organization, our organization, have a solution now. Or promote the automatic of hotel use from the reservation, payment, request of needs to a suggestion box. But We are going to do a best work, the best software to the hotels can use, the lower
Going to
middle.
talk about how the program works. Our program is based on a customer registration and hotel room reservation with extra features. So just section to order the room directly from the reservation application. Point 1. The user must register his personal data to create a record and temporarily user for the duration of his stay. The program will verify that the files are filed in a satisfactory way and not with no corresponding data. This is that the ID is true in the namespace that numbers cannot be entered and in the number space that letters cannot be entered, that the email is valid, etc. Point 2. The user must register the form of payment to be used and will be informed of the type of card used before processing. If the customer accepts the program, proceed to the following action. Point 3. The user will tell us how many people want to stay in the hotel and the system will give them two different ways to choose their rooms, always verifying that the room show is not occupied, from which they will have to select only one option and the registration process will be finished. 4. During your stay at the hotel, the user will have access to the system through his ID number, which will allow him to order food, drinks, or snacks from the room through a menu that shows the available options with their respective price. Point 4.1. If the customer makes a food purchase within the application, will be charged instantly and stored billing data in the section of expenses within the application, which the customer can save as a form of file or just view. Thanks for your attention, Edison and classmates.